So in this video I will be teaching you how to make this beautiful piece. So we'll be learning how to make this bag. So for this process you need an acrylic bead, a cutter, you can get a scissors if you have any, then this thread. I'm using the 0.70 mm thread. So let's begin. So you should get a thread as long as you can handle. So you take 4 beads. You should pass the 4 beads on one side of the thread, then cross with the last one. So this is me crossing the last one, and as you're crossing, always make sure that your threads are equal. Then you drag. So this is what it should look like. Then we'll be working with 3 beads. So you pick up 3 beads. On each side of the thread, you add one bead each. Then you cross with the 3rd bead. So you should be getting something like this. So you continue the process. You pick up 3 beads, add 1 bead to each side of the thread, then cross with the 3rd bead. You pick up 3 beads, add 2 beads to each of the thread, then cross with the 3rd bead. So this is just like making the base of the bag. So we'll continue with this process till we get to the 10th bead. So always drag well to make sure your beads are tight. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So to turn around, because we have to continue on the other side. So how to do this? On one side of the thread, you should add 3 beads. Add all the 3 beads to one side of the thread. Then you cross with the 3rd bead. So now as you can see, our thread has turned. It's facing the upside, so we can continue on the other side. So this is what it should look like. So now we are having a total of 10 lines, 10 beads. So to continue on the other side, on the thread facing the outside, the one facing outside, on that thread you should add 3 beads, then cross with the last one. So this is what it should look like. So to continue this process, you pass this thread onto the next bead. And on the thread facing upwards, you add 2 beads to it, then cross with the second one. So this is the process we're going to continue with. You add the thread facing downwards towards the next bead. Then add 2 beads on the thread facing upwards. Bead. And you cross with the last bead. So this is the process you continue. You pass the thread facing downwards onto the next bead. So this is the process you continue. You pass the thread facing downwards onto the next bead. Then you add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. Then you add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. So this is the process you continue till you get to the bead before the last one. So this is the process you continue till you get to the bead before the last one. So here we've completed this to the thread, to the bead before the last one. So here I'll be teaching you how to turn towards the other side as we did previously. So here we've completed the bead facing downwards to the other last one. So here I'll be teaching you how to turn towards the other side as we did previously. To each side. So you pass the bead facing downwards to the other bead. Then add 2 beads to each side of the thread. So then this will make your thread face upward so you can continue on the other side. So my thread finished, so I just passed it so around. So this will make your thread face upward so you can continue on the other side. So my thread finished. Always make sure your thread is equal to make it strong, and I got another thread. So now on the thread facing outside, always make sure your thread is equal to it and cross with the last one. So now on the thread facing outside, I will add 3 beads to it and cross with the last one. So this is what you should have. So the same way we did previously, you pass this thread to the next bead. So this is what you should have. So the same way we did previously, you pass this thread to the next bead. Then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards, as I'm doing in the video. Then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards, as I'm doing in the video. So we are progressing. You add the threads onto the next bead. So we are progressing. You add the threads onto the next bead. And you add 2 threads to the bead facing upwards. And you add 2 threads to the bead facing upwards. Then cross with the last one. So this is what it should be looking like. So we'll continue the process. So I'll just let you watch the video so you can understand what I'm doing. So this is what it should be looking like. So we'll continue the process. So I'll just let you watch the video so you can understand what I'm doing. So now you just continue till you get to the last bead. So we've gotten to the last bead. So here I will be teaching you how to turn again. So you just continue facing down to the last bead. Then you pick 2 beads to the last bead. So here I will be teaching you how to turn bead on each side. So you add the thread facing down to the last bead. Then you pick cross with the second bead. Add 1 bead on each side of the thread and cross with the second bead. So this is what you should get. So to continue, on the thread facing outward, you add 3 beads. So then this is what you should get. One. So to continue, on the thread facing outward, you add 3 beads, then cross with the third one. Then with the thread facing downwards, you cross it over onto the next bead as I'm doing in the video. Then with the thread facing downwards, you cross it over onto the next bead as I'm doing in the video. Then you add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. Then you add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. Then you cross with the last bead. So we'll continue this process till we get to the last bead. Then you cross with the last bead. So we'll continue this process till we get to the last bead. You can decide to forward this process if you have gotten what I was explaining, but for those that don't understand, you can slowly watch the video so you can decide to forward this process if you have gotten what I was explaining, but for those that don't understand, you can slowly watch the video so you understand the process. So now we've gotten to the last bit and we have to turn as usual. So you pass the thread facing downwards into the last bead, and you pick up two beads. So now we've gotten to the last bit and we have to turn to each side of the thread. So you pass the thread facing downwards into the last bead, then you pick up two beads, add the two beads to each side of the thread, then pass with the last bead. So this is what it should look like. So we'll continue this so we get to the 18th bead. So this is the 18th bead, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is what it should look like. So we'll continue this so we get to the 18th bead. 18. And so this is the 18th bead. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's like 18 by 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we've completed the process. And on this side, we have to fold the bag. 11 so you count 7 on each side, as I'm doing in the video. So now we've completed the process. So now we have to fold the bag. So you count 7 on each side, as I'm doing in the video. Then you bend it on the 7th side. So you bend the other side too. So this is what it should look like. You should have 4 beads. So you bend the other side too, then 7 on each side. So this is what it should look like. So now we'll have to cover the 2 sides. That's like completing the bag. Then so you pick up a thread and pass it through these 2 beads. So now we'll have to cover the 2 sides. That's like completing the bag. 2 beads. So you pass. So you pick up a thread and pass it through these 2 beads. Through these 2 beads. So you pass the thread through the 2 beads. So always make sure your threads are equal. So on the thread facing the side that has 7, you add always make sure your threads are equal and cross with the second one. So on the thread facing the side that has 7, you add 2 beads to it and cross with the second one. This is what it should look like. You should get something like this. So on the thread facing downwards, you pass it through the next bead. This is what it should look like. You should get something like this. So on the thread facing downwards, you pass it through the next bead. Then add 2 beads on the thread facing upwards. Then add 2 beads on the thread facing upwards. You should get something like this. Then you pass the thread facing downwards onto the next bead. Then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. You should get something like this. Then you pass the thread facing downwards onto the next bead. Then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. So now you add the thread facing downwards towards the 2 last beads. You pass it through this bead, then towards the next. So now you add the thread facing downwards. You add towards the 2 last beads. Make it a complete circle of 4. You pass it through this bead, then towards the next bead. Then you add 1 bead to make it a complete circle of 4. So now you pass the thread facing outside to the next bead. Then on that same thread you add 2 beads. You pass the thread facing outside as I'm doing in the video. Then on that same thread you add 2 beads and cross with the last one as I'm doing in the video. So you continue the same process. You pass this thread onto the next bead, then add 2 beads on the thread upwards and cross with the last. So you continue the same process. You pass this thread onto the next bead, then add 2 beads on the thread upwards and cross with the last bead. So we'll continue this process, and I hope you understand what I'm doing. So we'll continue this process, and I hope you understand what I'm doing. As we did previously, you now pass this thread through the two last beads and add one bead and cross with as we did previously. You now pass this thread through the two last beads and add one bead and cross with that same bead as I'm doing in the video. You can forward this process if you understand the pattern, but if you don't, you can slowly watch the video and understand the pattern. You can forward this process if you understand the pattern, but if you don't, you can slowly watch the video and understand the pattern. So we'll continue this process till we cover up the two sides of the bag. So now we have completed the two sides of the bag, and this is what we'll continue this process till we cover up the two sides. So now I have to make the cover. As you saw in the first completed video, the sides of the bag, and this is what we have like two covers. So to do that, so now I have to skip the last bead. As you saw in the thread through the second cover. We have always like make sure covers. That your threads are equal. That you skip the last bead and pass your thread through the second bead. You should add 3 beads. Always make sure that your threads are then equal. Cross over with the last one. So on one side of the thread, you should put this bead on should be the one facing outside. Then cross over with the last one. The thread you should put these beads on should be the one facing outside. So this is what we will get. So on the bead, with the thread facing downwards, you pass it through the next bead. So this is what we will get. So on the bead, with the thread facing downwards, you pass it through the next bead. So here we have to turn. So you pick two beads, add 1 bead to each side of the thread, then pass with the last. So here we have to turn, so you can get something like this. You can see our thread has turned. Add 1 bead so we to only each side use 3 of the beads, thread. 1, then 2, pass 3 with the last one. These are the 3 beads. So you can get something like this. You can see our thread has turned. So we only use 3 beads. Thread facing outside, you add 3 beads to it. These are the 3 beads with the last one to make the cover for the bag. So on the thread facing outside, you add 3 beads to it and cross with the last one. This is what we should get. So on the thread facing downwards, you pass it towards the next bead, then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards. This is what we should get. So on the thread facing downwards, you pass it towards the next bead, then add 2 beads to the thread facing upwards and cross with the last bead. So when we get to the last bead, you pass the thread through the last bead, Then pick up 2 beads and add 1 bead to each side of the thread. Pass the thread and cross with the last bead. Then pick up 2 beads and add 1 bead to each side of the thread and cross with the last bead. As you can see, our thread is facing upwards, so you pick up 3 beads and add to the thread facing outside. Then you pass with the last bead. As you can see, our thread is facing upwards. So this is the process we will continue. So you pick up 3 beads and add to the thread facing outside. Then you pass with the last bead. So this is the process we will continue for the cover of the bag. So we'll continue this process till we get to the 7th bead. You can see here we've gone like 3 beads, so we'll do more till it covers the front of the bag till we get to the 7th bead. You can see here we've gone like to the 3 beads, so we'll do more till it covers the front of the bag. So you fold it like this. Now we've gotten to getting something like this for the cover of the bag. So we'll do the same on the other side. So remember, we're using only 3 beads like this. You should be getting something like this for the cover of the bag. As you can see, we've completed the 2 sides of the cover. Remember, we're using only 3 beads. So beautiful and nice. So this is what, as you can see, we've completed the 2 sides of the cover, and our bag is coming out so beautiful and nice. It should look like. So this is what. So now we are going to make the handle of the bag, and we'll pass it through these 2 beads. So this make sure you're paying attention. So you pass it through. So now we are going to make the handle of the bag, and we'll pass it through these 2 beads. Make sure you're paying attention. So you pass it through this bead. You pick a thread. Always make sure your threads are equal. So for the handle, we will be using pearl beads, a big and a small one. Always make sure your threads are equal. So for the handle, on each side of the bead, you pick up 2 big, a big and a small one. Add one. So this is what it looks like of the thread. So for the handle, on each side of the bead, you pick up 2 big, as I'm doing in the video. Add one to each side of the thread and pass with the small bead, as I'm doing in the video. So this is what it should look like. So you continue this process. Add 2 big pearl beads on each side of the thread and pass with the small bead. So this is what it should look like. So you continue this process. Add 2 big pearl beads on each side of the thread and pass with the small bead. I'll let you watch the video so you understand the process. I'll let you watch this video so you understand the process. 7th bead. So you continue this process till you get to the 7th bead. So now we've completed the 7 beads. As you count with me, you know it's 7. So the same side, the same beads you pass so now through we've completed with the other cover is the same beads. As you count with me, you will pass through on this other cover. So the same side, so you pass it and make sure it's very tight so that your handle can be strong. Is the same beads. You will pass through on this other cover. So this is what we have, and make sure it's very tight so that your handle can handle firmer. So this is the outcome of our bag. So this is what we have, and you can pass the thread back. You can make the handle firmer. Of that. Thank you for watching. So this is the outcome of our bag. I put a magnetic lock and I did that off camera. You can let me know if you need a video of that. Thank you for watching.